from the rat race, Rich Dads. How to become a rich kid by following Rich Dad's advice. So at 8 o'clock that Saturday morning, Robert found himself at Mike's house again.
Take a seat and wait in line.
Robert felt awkward, waiting to talk to Mike's dad, but he was determined to get what he deserved. So he sat down and waited. Waited 20 minutes as the older man sitting next to him went in to talk to Mike's dad. Waited 40 minutes as the nice lady who had offered him a seat went to talk to Mike's dad. Waited until he was steaming mad and the only person still waiting. Robert could hear Mike's dad talking on the phone, rustling papers, ignoring him. Finally, at exactly 9 o'clock, Mike's dad came out, said nothing, and signaled for Robert to enter his office.
I understand you want a raise, or you're going to quit.
Well, you're not keeping your end of the bargain. You said that you would teach me if I worked for you. Well, I've worked for you. I've worked hard. I've given up my softball games to work for you, and you don't keep your word. You haven't taught me anything. You're a crook, like everyone in town thinks you are. You're greedy. You want all the money and don't take care of your employees. You make me wait and don't show me any respect. I'm only a little boy and I deserve to be treated better.
Not bad. In less than a month, you sound like most of my employees.
What? I thought you were going to keep your end of the bargain and teach me.
I am teaching you.
What have you taught me? Nothing. You haven't even talked to me once since I agreed to work for peanuts. 10 cents an hour. Huh. I should notify the government about you. We have child labor laws. You know, my dad works for the government.
Now you sound just like most of the people who used to work for me. People I've either fired or they've quit. How do you know that I've not taught you anything?
Well, you've never talked to me. I've worked for 3 weeks and you haven't taught me a thing.
Does teaching mean talking or lecturing to you?
Well, yes.
You boys are the first people you have ever asked me to teach them how to make money. I have more than 150 employees, and not one of them has asked me what I know about money. So most will spend the best years of their lives working for money, but not really understanding what it is they're working for. So when Mike told me about you wanting to learn to make money, I decided to design a course that was close to real life. That's why I only paid you 10 cents.
So what's the lesson I learned from working for only 10 cents an hour? That you're cheap and take advantage of your workers?
See, you think I'm the problem. That's what most people do when they find they can't pay their bills. They blame their boss for not paying them enough and go looking for a better job.
So what am I supposed to do? Just take this measly 10 cents an hour and smile?
That's what the other people do. They accept a paycheck and want for a raise, thinking that more money will solve the problem. Just look at your dad. He makes a lot of money and he still can't pay his bills.
So what do I do then?
You need to start using this, the stuff between your ears. I have kept my promise. I've been teaching you from afar. At 9 years old, you've gotten a taste of what it feels like to work for money. Just multiply your last month by 50 years, and you'll have an idea of what most people spend their lives doing. How did you feel waiting in line to see me?
Terrible.
And how did you feel when Mrs. Martin dropped 3 dimes in your hand for 3 hours' work?
I felt like it wasn't enough. seemed like nothing. I was disappointed.
That's how most employees feel when they look at their paychecks, especially after all their tax and other deductions are taken out. At least you got 100%.
You mean most workers don't get paid everything?
Heavens no! The government takes its share first. You're taxed when you earn. You're taxed when you spend. You're taxed when you save. You're taxed when you die. As I said, there's a lot to learn. Learning how to have money work for you is a lifetime study. So, do you still have the passion to learn?
You bet!
Good. Now get back to work. This time I will pay you nothing.
What?
You heard me. Nothing. You'll work the same 3 hours every Saturday, but this time you won't be paid 10 cents per hour. You said you wanted to learn, not to work for money, so I'm not going to pay you anything.
That's not fair. You've got to pay something.
I've already had this conversation with Mike. He's already working, dusting, and stacking canned goods for free. You said you wanted to learn. If you don't learn this now, you'll grow up to be like the people sitting in my living room, working for money and hoping I don't fire them, hoping more money will solve the problem. Or you can do what most people grow up to do, complain that there's not enough pay, quit, and go looking for another job.
But what do I do?
Use your head. If you use it well, you'll soon thank me for giving you an opportunity, and you'll grow into a rich man. Now get out of here and get back to work.
For 3 more weeks, Mike and Robert worked for 3 hours every Saturday for nothing. Robert didn't tell his dad he wasn't being paid. He wouldn't have understood. Over time, the work routine got easier, but they were still sad to be missing softball games and not being able to afford a few comic books. 3 weeks later, Mike's dad met them at the store.
How's it going, boys?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Learn anything yet? Well, you boys had better start thinking. You're staring at one of life's biggest lessons. Let's go for a walk. If you learn the lesson, you'll enjoy a life of great freedom and security. If you don't learn the lesson, you'll wind up like Mrs. Martin and most of the people playing softball in this park. They work very hard for little money, clinging to the illusion of job security, looking forward to a 2 to 3 week vacation each year in a skimpy pension after 45 years of work. If that excites you, I'll give you a raise to 25 cents an hour. Doesn't that 25 cents an hour sound good? Doesn't it make your heart beat a little faster?
No. But it was tempting to Robert. At the time, 25 cents was big bucks.
Okay, how about if I pay you $1 then?
No, but Robert's brain was screaming, "Take it, take it!"
Okay, $2 an hour.
In 1956, getting paid $2 an hour would have made Robert the richest kid in the world. He could see in his mind all the things that kind of money could get him. A new bike, a new baseball glove, stacks of comics. But somehow he managed to keep his mouth shut.
Okay, $5 an hour.
Now in 1956, not too many adults made $5 an hour. He knew that if Mike's dad was offering that much, whatever he was doing to teach him had to be worth it.
Good. Most people have a price. Once they get that first paycheck, they start thinking about all the wonderful things they can buy with the money. Before long, they've spent a lifetime working, but not really understanding what they're working for. I want you to avoid that trap. That's really what I want to teach you. I want to teach you how to avoid the rat race. Not just to be rich, because being rich doesn't solve the problem.
It doesn't?
No, it doesn't. It's like a donkey dragging a cart with its owner dangling a carrot just in front of its nose. The donkey's owner may be going where he wants to go, but the donkey is chasing an illusion. Tomorrow there will only be another carrot for the donkey.
You mean the moment I began to picture a new baseball glove, candy, and toys, that's like a carrot to a donkey?
Exactly. And as you get older, your toys get more expensive. A new car, a boat, and a big house to impress your friends. That's the trap.
So what's the answer?
You need to open your mind and start looking for opportunities. To live a life dictated by the size of a paycheck is not really a life. Thinking that a job will make you feel secure is lying to yourself. Keep using your brain and soon you'll see things that other people never see. Opportunities right in front of their noses. The moment you see one opportunity, you'll see them for the rest of your life.
For 2 more weeks, Robert and Mike kept thinking, talking, and working for free. At the end of the second Saturday, Robert saw Mrs. Martin cutting the front page of the comic books in half. Robert asked her what she was doing. I give the top half of the cover back to the comic book distributor for the credit when he brings in the new comics, and I throw the rest of the book away. He's coming in an hour. When the distributor arrived, Robert asked him if they could keep the comic books.
You can have them if you keep working for the store and don't sell them.
After cleaning out the basement at Mike's house, the comic book library was ready to open. They charged each child 10 cents admission to the library, which was open for 2 hours every day after school. The customers would read as many comics as they could in 2 hours. It was a bargain for them. Since a comic book cost 10 cents each, and they could read 5 or 6 in 2 hours, Mike and Robert averaged $9.50 per week over a 3-month period. They paid Mike's sister $1 a week to watch the library when they weren't around. They kept their agreement with Rich Dad and Mrs. Martin by working in the store every Saturday. They also kept their agreement to the distributor by not selling any comic books. Mike's dad was excited because they had learned the first lesson so well. He had new things he could begin to teach them now. By not getting paid to work at the store, they were forced to use their imaginations to spot an opportunity to make money. By starting their own business, they had taken control of their own finances and were no longer dependent of an employer. Instead of paying them money, Mike's dad had given them much more. Escape from the rat race. Rich Dads. How to become a rich kid by following Rich Dad's advice. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.